I also acknowledge that I am here today on the lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people, and I pay my respect to their elders who are here today, those elders who have gone before us, but also to other Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people, including the youngest Wurundjeri Woiwurrung person who is here today, because I am on their country, not just the country of the elders, but of all Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people. I am honoured to have been invited to work as an Aboriginal journalist on this country, and I take that responsibility and that invitation with incredible sincerity and gratitude. My respect to Uncle Jim, strong Gunditjmara leader, and to all other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are here today, and to all people who are here today, because you're all here with a sense of solidarity and a sense of seeking the truth and seeking justice in this country. And it is on the matter of truth and justice that I wish to talk today. And if you think for a moment that the fight that we have experienced in the lead up to the referendum was a once in a lifetime experience, you are sorely mistaken. It is a fight that will go on for, I believe, as long as we all here are alive. It is a fight that I believe will reach a crescendo this year, 2024, in Victoria as we march towards treaty. But already in Victoria, we are witnessing a reaffirmation of those forces who work against Aboriginal rights and Aboriginal self-determination. We are seeing them flex their muscles once again, strong and confident in the success they gained in October 2023. It was precisely 86 years ago today, on the 26th of January 1938, that William Cooper and other Aboriginal leaders called on all Australian churches to recognise the first Sunday before the 26th of January as a day that those churches and that all Christian people would be in solidarity with Aboriginal people and the injustices meted out against those Aboriginal people. The first Sunday before the 26th of January was to be called Aboriginal Sunday. On Aboriginal Sunday 2024, the leader of the National Party in Victoria, Peter Walsh, took to Sky News and announced that the coalition was turning its back on the commitment it had made to treaty in Victoria. It surely could have been no coincidence that it was the Aboriginal Day or Aboriginal Sunday in 2024 that he chose to do that. It was a sheer slap in the face to all Aboriginal people, to all supporters, all allies, all people who seek to realise the truth of Aboriginal rights and Aboriginal self-determination in this country. The fight is not over. The fight continues, the fight will continue. But we, as Aboriginal people and as allies of ours, we must learn from what happened in 2023. It is not time for us to simply sit back and say, poor us, we got done over. We need to learn from what went wrong, what we did wrong. We need to learn from what the Conservative forces did that was right and so effective, that took such a simple ask as a First Nations voice to Parliament enshrined in the Constitution. What took that away? I urge you that if you are to be allies of First Nations people in Victoria as we work towards treaty in this state, then you take on board three key messages. The first is to educate yourself and understand the issues. The second is to tell the positive truth. And the third is to stand in solidarity. In educating and understanding, we saw during the referendum campaign far too many activists and those who were seeking a yes vote fall by the wayside because they did not fully understand exactly what was being asked of Australian people in the referendum. Without that understanding, how can you stand up before others, enter into conversations, go on TV, stand in front of crowds and argue for what is right? Because you don't fully understand what is right. We saw that failure to educate and understand, result in those advocates failing to deliver the required rebuttal for claims such as the Voice will embed racism within the Constitution. They failed to be able to provide rebuttal to the claim that the Voice would provide Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people with an unfair advantage over their fellow Australians. And of course, that one claim that it was merely the starting point to a myriad of politically motivated and racially motivated demands embedded within a hitherto secret 26-page political agenda. The fact that the majority of people working with us for what was right did not fully understand and were unable to counter those arguments. In that, we failed. As we work towards treaty, we must understand what is treaty, what will it mean, how will it benefit this great state of ours. Educate and understand. The second point is tell the positive truth. And this was one of the greatest tragedies, I believe, that I saw in the campaign for the referendum. Far too many times I saw people stand up and their only claim, their only statement that was there to support the Voice to Parliament is that it would close the gap. Close the gaps that exist in areas such as education, employment, health, incarceration. Without a shadow of a doubt, a Voice would have worked towards closing those gaps. But that is not the entire positive truth, because the entire positive truth will then tell of what the benefits would be to this state, to this country, of a First Nations Voice to Parliament. It would talk about how a Voice would have provided a direct path to Parliament for the passage of proven and tried strategies that have been developed by Aboriginal traditional owner groups right across this state and right across this country. Strategies that have been proven and tried and have been shown to protect lives and property from bushfires, to save this country billions, and that's billions with a B, billions of dollars when it comes to healthcare, and that's from the Lowacha Institute here in Melbourne. Strategies that would bring endangered species back from the very edge of extinction. Strategies that would deliver a truly unique culture for this entire country. In advocating for treaty in this state, we must learn from our mistakes. We must focus on the positives of treaty, the positives that treaty will bring not just to traditional owner groups and to Aboriginal Victorians, but to all Victorians. Because you can be sure as anything that the Conservative politicians, the Conservative media, and I will name names as I have before and still wait to get sued, Peter Credlin, Paul Murray, Andrew Bolt, Sky News et al. They will once again shed those lies that tell of a racial and a racially motivated treaty. That is not the case. If you are to understand and tell the positive truth, once again, you must educate yourselves, you must understand what it is. And as I mentioned, you must stand in solidarity. During the referendum campaign, the Conservative forces achieved enormous success in creating division, while they themselves accused the voice advocates of being the divisive ones. They pointedly and mercilessly attacked Yes campaign leaders such as Thomas Mayo, Linda Burney, Marcia Langton, and many of our treaty leaders here in Victoria. The fact is that as we approach treaty here in Victoria, our next big fight, our next ongoing fight, the only way is to accept that these same strategies from the Conservative, disruptive voices will be used against us. We must work with others. Take your lead from traditional owner groups right across Victoria. Take your lead from reconciliation groups. Take your lead from local Aboriginal communities, representatives and leaders, and work with each other to form a backbone that will not and cannot be broken. The time to retire from fighting is not now. It will not be in 2024 or 2025. I urge every single person here, if you truly are an ally, then please continue to fight, educate and understand, tell the positive truth, and stand in solidarity. I thank you and wish you luck.